Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ladia and you're watching Mimi Made It by Ladia. Today I am going to decorate this arch right here. I think it's called a French window. I'm going to decorate this in a mirror image of another one that I did a little bit earlier. And so what I am doing is I'm decorating and preparing for my Regency Masquerade Ball. And this is part of the decoration that's going to be within the ballroom. I want to take you step by step as I do this. And the first thing that I'm going to start with is this sheer. It's got like a gold sheer curtain that I'm going to use to attach up here. And to do that, I'm going to use pool noodle. And what I did was I took the full length of this pool noodle and I used a sharp knife and very carefully just cut down right down the middle of it because I'm going to use this to hold up the floor. So I'm going to start with putting that piece of material right there and just kind of wrap it around. And now I'm going to come in with the pool noodle that I cut and putting it right about where I had decided that it would start. And pushing it down on the arch. And as I push it down on the arch, let me get this part over here secure so things don't move so much on me. Now I can start pulling it up over the arch. So it'll come around to this side. And so that part will stay. I'm just going to use a zip tie to hold it in place. And I'm just going to poke it through this material. It's real thin, so it'll work and come right through. And I'll put my zip tie through and just clip that part off. And now I can keep pressing the pool noodle down over it. Okay, almost there. So I wanted to take the time and show you how to put this together, how to do pretty much the foundation or what we call the mechanics to start putting that part up on there. Instead of just starting from everything already being together and just adding the florals. I think this is a good way to kind of learn how to put pieces together. Of course, if you have a better way to attach this panel up in here, by all means go ahead and do that. This is the way that I did it because I felt like it worked for me. Now what I want to do is secure the pool noodle to the arch. And so again, I'm going to come through with my zip tie. I'm going to come over and just pull this over and just let it drape right here. This is not super long, so it's not going to create a huge puddle at the bottom of the floor, just enough to give it the look that I want it to have. And I've got another piece of pool noodle right down in here, and that's where I'm going to add some more flowers once I'm done up here. So I'll move this a little bit closer so you can see how I'm going to start adding the greenery to this. And I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to start with some fern that I'm using. And I'm just going to stick it right in. Sorry that my back is to you, but this is the best way to get this part of the job done. just sticking a few pieces right up at the top at an angle. And I'm just going to follow the arch all the way around. And I'm sticking everything in at an angle, and so it'll catch in there real good. And when I cut the fern down at the bottom, I always make sure that I try to cut the florals, whether it's the fern, the greenery, try to make sure that I cut everything at an angle, just so it'll make it easier when you attach it to the pool noodle. So now I've got this all coming around the top, and now I'm going to come in and just fill around the bottom of it. Barely see any of the pool noodle color in there. That's going to be covered as I add more of the florals. So I'm done with the greenery, and now I want to come in and start adding some of the florals to this. So now I'm going to come in with these pieces right here and just add them, stick them right up in the pool noodle, because I want those pieces to dangle down. And I'm going to stick this one up a little bit further so I can kind of get that layering look that I want with it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Doesn't have to be identical, as long as you've got a good amount of the flowers in there. They're going to all blend in, because you know that's how nature grows. Everything is just kind of light and airy, and it kind of does its own thing. And that's the look that I want to give to this. I'm going to come in with some lilac. I've got some white pieces, and I have some of this color too. And I'm just going to add them, no rhyme or reason to this. Stick them up in here and just let them come out and just hang down. The shorter pieces I'll put on the bottom, and some of the longer pieces I'll put up top, and just kind of blend everything in as I go along, and just keep adding them all the way around. So I'm going to speed up this part in the essence of time. I'm going to speed this part up a little bit as I go along so we can move on to the next step. now I'm going to come in with some hydrangeas that I have. So I could go back in with some lilac, the white and this color, and blend that in, and I will in just a moment. But what I want to do right now is come in with some of the wisteria. Wisteria is going to give it that nice, long, dangly effect to it. And so as I start adding these around, you'll kind of see how it starts to develop in the design with the wisteria hanging down. And I've got plenty of this to give it the effect that I want. When I started working on this project to do the Regency Masquerade Ball, I knew that I was going to need a lot of the florals in the color palette that I wanted. And the color palette, as you see here, is white, more white and blue. Some of the accents that I'm going to have are going to be gold. So what I did was, at the end of the season, end of the summer season, Michael's had plenty of florals on sale. And so, and especially in the colors that I wanted. So I was able to pick up so much of this and store it away until I'm ready, like I am right now, to start putting this together for the Regency look that I wanted to make sure came through on this design. This one a little bit. Some of the stems are a little bit longer. I always cut my stems longer when I take them off, just because it's easier to cut them to size versus them being too short and you're not able to use them. So you can get an idea of how the decorations are going to look for this event. I'm doing a lot of the florals myself. I think I am doing all the florals myself, actually. I'm doing all the florals myself, so I'm pretty excited about that. Can't wait to see how everything turns out. What I'm going to do is just keep adding to this, and then when I come back, I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then we're going to move on to the next part of this and this design for this arch and add some floral right there. So hang in there with me, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. So this is what it looks like with all of the white wisteria, some white hydrangeas, some lilac, some white, and a little bit of a lavender tinge in the lilac. I've got all that in there with the greenery. The next thing I want to do is just add some baby's breath in here for this part, and then I think I'm going to be done with this top. Once I'm done with the top, then I'm going to go down and add some more florals right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of push through this part of it and just use some of this baby's breath where I've got some spots in there that I think, there we go, we'll cover up pretty good with this. Putting one on this side. So now this part of the arch decoration is complete. I'm going to come back and I'm going to start attaching some florals right down on this side of the arch to just bring that design down a little bit more. I'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. I'm almost done.